Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new to my channel, hello, my name is Gabby and welcome. And yes, I am rocking some of my own merch. I'm absolutely obsessed with it. If you want to pick up some yourself, it'll be down below in the description of this video. But that is not the point of this video. Today's video, I'm actually genuinely pretty excited to make because it's some good news. Now, I love what I do, obviously, but none of us in the true crime community are genuinely happy to be making the videos that we make. Although it's very interesting for us, no one enjoys sitting down and talking about something that is so tragic. But today we do have some good news. I posted a video last month on August 25th, and it was an unsolved case, and it was the case of Carla Walker. And that case I really dove into, and I could not stop thinking about it, just everything around it. And 3 weeks later, pretty much 3 weeks later, I think it wasn't like a whole month later, like 3 weeks. It was like 2 a.m. and my phone was buzzing, buzz, buzz, buzz. And I was getting all these DMs and messages, and I'm like, what is going on? And Carla Walker's case has been solved. If you want to watch my full video on the case, it will be linked down below in the description of this video. But I'm going to give you a little bit of a mental refresh about the case. To refresh everyone's memory of the Carla Walker case, Carla Walker was a 17-year-old girl in the year 1974. In mid-February of 1974, she attended a Valentine's Day dance at her high school with her boyfriend, Rodney McCoy. Carla was a junior and Rodney was a senior. After the dance, they decided to park in a parking lot of a local bowling alley. While they were parked at this bowling alley, they were talking in the car, and then they began kissing, and Carla was leaning up against the passenger side door, and out of nowhere, the door flew open. A man snatched Carla from her boyfriend's arms, and after this, the unknown man attacked her boyfriend, leaving him unconscious, and he was able to take Carla and get away. Carla's body was found 3 days later in a culvert. She had been beaten, sexually assaulted, injected with morphine, and strangled to death. Her murder remained unsolved until just recently. Just last month, in September of 2020, authorities announced to the public that Carla Walker's case has been solved. 77-year-old Glenn Samuel McCurley was arrested and charged with capital murder in Carla's case due to DNA testing. He was held in Tarrant County Jail on $100,000 bail. The thing about him is that he was actually a person of interest since the very beginning because he had recently purchased a gun, a .22 Ruger. Those purchase records matched ones from a magazine found left behind in the parking lot of the bowling alley. He was questioned in the 70s in relation to Carla's case and told authorities that his gun had been stolen during a fishing trip and that he had no idea who Carla Walker even was. He denied any involvement in her murder. There was DNA found on Carla Walker and her clothing. According to Inside Edition, they ran Walker's clothing through Othram, a private DNA lab where it was tested with technology not available at the time. Now armed with a full DNA profile, the investigators ran it through the FBI's national database, but got no hits. Then they turned to a private database used for genealogy research, where they say it matched 3 brothers whose last name was McCurley. Detectives seized items from a trash receptacle in front of Glenn McCurley's home. They also visited him there and again questioned him about Walker's death, they said. He submitted to being swabbed for DNA analysis and again denied any involvement in the girl's death, authorities said. Testing matched McCurley's DNA to genetic material found on Walker's bra, the detectives said. Now, there was a lot of things about Carla's case that authorities thought it could have been the act of a serial killer. That was kind of a main theory that authorities had throughout this entire time for over 40 years. And also they did think that maybe it was somebody who was just coming through the area and did what they did and then left, and that it would be nearly impossible to try to solve. But in actuality, it was committed by somebody who was living in the area, who was a local and stayed a local for all these years. It was done by a man who was a local to the Fort Worth area, had a wife, had 2 sons, living just a normal suburban life. Her brother worked hard for all these years to try to solve his sister's case. He was only 12 years old when it happened, and in today's time, both of their parents are deceased. After hearing of the arrest, her brother said, "When I heard about the arrest, I don't think it's hit me just yet. There was a little bit of a peace. I was emotionally still exhausted, but happy. I felt like this had finally come to a conclusion." Her brother, Jim Walker, went on to say that he forgives McCurley, but that doesn't mean that he should be let out of jail. There needs to be accountability, saying, "Unforgiveness is a cancer in your heart. Forgiveness is for us. Once you have forgiveness, you are free, and your lost loved ones need you to be their voice. Other families need to know that it's okay to grieve, but you're the only voice your loved one has, so you have to come out of it." The unfolding of the Carla Walker story should also be a message to those who have committed horrific acts in the past, who have yet to atone to their deeds. Those who have taken a life, those who have caused unnecessary injury to others and believe they are walking free or operating under an illusion. This should show you that law enforcement is coming for you. It's not if you will get caught, it's when. Now, based on everything that they know now about McCurley and Carla, they do not think that he knew Carla in any way. There was no connection there at all. It was literally just a random attack. Although through all these years, McCurley was somebody who was on authorities' radar, and it was always somebody in the back of their heads that they thought could have been the person responsible for Carla's murder. The reason that they were never able to fully connect the two and arrest him is because there was not enough evidence to connect him to her murder. So it was something that they always kind of knew he might have been responsible, but it wouldn't have stood up in court.
He was suspicious because of a weapon that he had that matched. He was within proximity as far as where he lived, and he just was, that's why they couldn't make an arrest. They just did not have enough back then.
Happy. The feeling that I had when I was notified, we have a name, a face, and we're moving toward complete resolution.
Personally, one of the saddest things about this case is that both of her parents are now deceased, and her murder seriously affected them. Of course, obviously it's going to, but her brother, Jim Walker, said that it literally just destroyed his mother. And he said that this was a time back in the 70s, 80s, 90s, you know, when she was going through this mentally before she passed away. It was a time before people like Dr. Phil or people who were really specialized in understanding mental health and depression, and his mother suffered from depression so greatly. His mother, until the day she passed away, she was never the same as she was before the incident happened, and she was never able to see her daughter's case finally be solved. To me, in my opinion, as somebody who just researches so many of these cases, and I've said this before in other videos of mine, it's almost unbelievable to me that somebody like McCurley, who was capable of something so vile, I mean, the details surrounding Carla's murder are horrific. It is almost unbelievable to me that he never throughout all these years did it to somebody else. But at this point in time, no information about that has been released to the public, and I'm not entirely sure if they have any more information about whether he was responsible for another murder in that area or not. And of course, it's like the same situation with so many other cases where everyone who knows him, you know, his children, family, friends, everybody's like, oh my God, he can't be responsible. He's such a good guy, like, la, 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 la. Like that thing. Same thing with McCurley. Everybody's just like, he's a good person. There's no way he did this. His gun was definitely stolen and somebody else committed the crime, but all the evidence points to him and the evidence is not lying. It's just so crazy to me because I never thought as I was sitting down and researching for that video that the case would be solved so soon after I uploaded my video. I just wanted to wake up today, turn on my camera, and let you all know about the good news. I know a portion of my subscribers already know that this case has been solved, but I know a large portion of you all do not. So just wanted to be the one to get on here today and tell you guys that it has been solved. And with all of the recent advancements in technology, I really am excited to see all of the cold cases that will be solved in the near future. With all of that being said, thank you for taking a little bit of time out of your day to watch this video. Of course, let me know your thoughts about the Carla Walker case down below in the comments of this video. And I'm going to leave you with a question. In the comments of this video, let me know, with all of the advancements in technology and how we're able to solve so many cold cases recently, what is the cold case that you want to see solved the most? Let me know down below in the comments. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.